It is now time for the Jeff Fox Radio Show. Jeff Fox Radio Show. Turn it up and get ready to talk sports and entertainment with your favorite sports brother. Follow the Jeff Fox Show on Instagram. That's at the Jeff Fox Show. Follow him on Twitter at Sports Bros Radio. And follow the Jeff Fox Show on Facebook at the Jeff Fox Show. Remember to subscribe on YouTube to Jeff Fox. You can always choose to support Jeff on Cash App. $ Radio Host 1. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the Jeff Fox Show. Powered by Brandstar Sports and Entertainment.
Welcome, everybody. Big Monday. Welcome to the show. We are now live, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. Share the link, people. Appreciate y'all joining the show tonight once again, right here on the Jeff Fox Show. Make sure you hear me loud and clear as we get it popping on a Monday night. Pre-game before Monday Night Football. Bills and Titans tonight. Going to be a good one. All right. Make sure you follow the show at thejefffoxshow.com and here on YouTube as well. Subscribe, share, link, and follow your boy on Instagram at The Jeff Fox Show, all right? The title tonight is America's Worst Nightmare. Yeah, America's Worst Nightmare, people. Because, and I'm going to get to that. First, let me remind you about the Cash App. Hit me up on the Cash App, man. We need those donations at $ Radio Host 1. All right, we'll definitely appreciate that. Title of the show, once again, America's Worst Nightmare. And the reason is, as we get ready for trick-or-treat or Halloween, most people, including Rodney the intern, don't love the Dallas Cowboys. Because Cowboy fans, well, the Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl since, I think, the Truman administration. But Dallas has always been front and center when it comes to media, you know? And I know we got a lot going on down here in South Florida. We'll get to that. But I got breaking news, people. The Dallas Cowboys are good. Dallas Cowboys are good. And not just good, scary good. The Dallas Cowboys put over 500 yards of total offense on a Bill Belichick defense. What a game yesterday by the Buccaroos, the boys. I mean, Dak Prescott, wow. Did anybody see this coming? Anybody? I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. Dak Prescott, man. For all the back and forth about his contract, and then you had the injury and all this stuff. Dak Prescott has grown into a superstar quarterback. And now he can be the difference in the Dallas Cowboys winning a Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl quarterback. By the way, if you want to jump in, make sure you get in the comments and hit me up on Twitter or definitely Facebook as well. Let me know what you think about it. The Cowboys are back. These ain't the Stephen A. Smith accident waiting to happen Cowboys. These boys are good. And you know what that means? The reason it's America's Worst Nightmare? Think about it. Y'all got to deal with them Cowboy fans. Woo! Y'all got to deal with them Cowboy fans. And they've been like loud-mouthing and taking over when they weren't good. But right now, they're really good. They're really good. Winners yesterday, 35-29 over the Patriots. And, granted, it wasn't their best game. They went up against a Bill Belichick defense. Belichick's a hell of a coach. I don't care what their record is. I don't care if the Patriots finish 7-10 or whatever the record might be when it's all said and done. New England Patriots play hard, regardless. They just don't want to pay nobody. But they get all these running backs from Walmart and what's the other one? Some Family Dollar. They get all these by the way players. And Belichick just coaches them up. They play hard, man. And let's face it, the kid from Alabama looks good.
Remember the one that loses the game. Jones, deep ball, and somehow they blew the coverage. It's Bourne to the end zone. One play later,
Yep, one play later. Because you know what happened before that? The guy that the Dolphin fans are all crying about in South Florida, and they had a chance to draft him, but they did not. He did this.
Oh, nice. You're right. 2nd and 15. Quick throw, and it's intercepted. He's got another one, and he's got a field ahead of him. Diggs is going to take it to the end zone. Oh, nice. You're right. Throws it down the field. It's caught at the 10, and this game is over.
Cowboys win. Cowboys win. That's what they do, ladies and gentlemen. They don't. That's what they do. That is the sign of a good football team. And by the way, let me bring in my esteemed guest this evening, the great Lorenzo I.C. Thomas. Yes. Yeah.
I got my own theme music.
Oh. It sounds eerily familiar.
Right? We all got the same theme music, right? What's up, Jeff?
That sounds eerily familiar to somebody.
Eerily, he said eerily familiar. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm I'm fast. I'm young. I'm pretty. I got my pink on.
That pink looks good on you, man.
Pink, man. Yeah, it's October.
Yes, definitely.
Let's whoop cancer's ass, ladies and gentlemen. Let's whoop cancer's ass. Let's whoop cancer's ass. That's
right. That's what we need to do
right now. But Lorenz, I don't know if you share my sentiment that the Dallas Cowboys are good.
Yeah, no, they are good.
Cowboys, in my opinion, might be, and I'm not just throwing this out there. Mm-hmm. The Dallas Cowboys might be the best team in football. I would mortgage the house on that.
I have to go with the Buffalo Bills right now. Yeah, I have to still go with the Buffalo Bills. As the best team right now. Cowboys could be second, and I think the Bills are going to let you know tonight. They'll show you tonight.
Yeah, they better.
Yeah,
Tennessee's tough.
Yeah, but they've got some injuries. What are they going to do offensively? They're definitely going to run the ball, but Buffalo has the number 3 ranked defense against the run, and they remember what Derrick Henry did to I forgot the cornerback's name that got plastered last time that they played. But and then Julio Jones, I think he's going to be back, and Brown I think he's still out. I'm not sure. One of them are back and one of them's still out. So basically Buffalo's going to concentrate on stopping the run. And, they turn them into a one-dimensional team tonight. So
right.
It should be a good, entertaining game. Where is the game? It's in Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Okay. All right. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting to see if Buffalo can dominate on the road, because New England didn't. Well, they did. Well, the Dallas did kind of dominate, but they just made so many mistakes in the red zone that it should have been a comfortable win for them. But
here's the difference, Lorenzo. A couple of years ago, as Stephen A. Smith always said on First Take and ESPN, the Cowboys were an accident waiting to happen. It's like things would always go wrong.
Right.
But these Cowboys can overcome that.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott can overcome that.
Yeah.
Again, they put up over 500 yards of offense on that Belichick-led defense. And Dak Prescott, I remember a couple of years ago when they made the playoffs, I think they lost to the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't where he is right now. I've seen growth.
Right. Oh, big time.
Dak Prescott has gone from an average NFL quarterback to a top-tier NFL quarterback. He is a superstar.
Right.
Dak Prescott, superstar. Imagine that. And they didn't want to give him his money.
Yeah. Well, he is earning it right now. If you look back to when he got hurt, there were so many people that came out and told Jerry Jones that he needed to pay the man, and he stepped up to the plate, paid the man, and Dak is basically showing Jerry Jones that, hey, I am worth the investment, and your money has been well spent. So, Jerry put his money where his mouth was. Dak has showed improve, and the Cowboys, are looking good. So at least their fans, when you hear them talking about possible Super Bowl, now it matches the narrative. But for so many years, it wasn't even matching the narrative. Now it is, and they're getting the props that they deserve. But I still think I would put Buffalo in front of, because I've seen so much of Buffalo.
I mean, no disrespect to the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, no,
right?
I mean, no disrespect.
Yeah,
because those boys are 6-0, and that's how most of us are judged.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, if anything, they should be number one in my power rankings.
Mm-hmm.
But I have somebody else at number one.
Who's that?
It's not the Cowboys. It's not the Cowboys, even though I think the Dallas Cowboys are officially back in my power rankings. I think that I'll reveal that later on in the show.
Okay.
I'll reveal my top 5. Okay.
Okay.
By the way, DJ Red Jones from the Jam Squad says on Facebook, Tennessee wins if they can run, guys.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. That's what comes down to.
Derrick Henry. Red said also that Dallas's defense saved Dallas, not the quarterback. The pick 6 saved the day. DJ Red, I agree, but I still think, I disagree. I disagree. I think Dak Prescott making plays, and he has an abundance of talent. I mean, he's got those wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and then he got the couple of tight ends that I can't name right away. And Zeke looks like Zeke back at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line is
lost weight. He's slimmer. He's moving faster, and now he's got that other back in the backfield that he has to compete with. So
yeah. That DJ Dirty Red, man, hit me up, man. I see your comments, but trust me, I don't want to play the Cowboys. I don't want to play them, and my Raiders have to see them on Thanksgiving Day.
Ooh,
and that Dallas defense, woo, man. Lorenzo,
yeah,
I'm telling you, man, that's a Super Bowl team. That's a Super Bowl caliber team.
So you don't see anyone in the NFC right now with the capability of beating Dallas?
Oh, anybody can beat anybody.
On any given Sunday, right?
Yeah, the Rams, the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers talked big shit yesterday.
Mm-hmm, I still own you. I own you.
I own you. Shut up. I own you. And then he did the discount. What do you call it? The double check?
The discount double check.
Yeah. I own you. Damn. I like that Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I like that Aaron Rodgers. But anyway.
Yeah, that's the Aaron Rodgers you get when you're winning.
Yeah.
And dominating. And that's what they've been doing to the Bears for a long time.
Yeah. So you can hit me in the comments, folks. Let me know what you think of my prediction that the Dallas Cowboys could be there at the very end in the Super Bowl, And DJ Red says they're good, but the D put it away. And that's what I mean, Lorenzo.
Mm-hmm.
They've got this explosive offense and the defense to go with it. Right?
Well, I will say this about the defense. It's a new defense. It's 6 weeks into the season. So once teams are able to see what they're doing defensively, and then they have to play them again, especially in NFC East, and get the opportunity to play them again, and you have more. It's the same, everything comes back to the Dolphins. You know what I mean? So once you have more stuff on tape, you're able to see what they're doing defensively, and once you're able to see what they're doing defensively, the league will maybe by the end of the season, and they should go on a long winning streak because their schedule, I think after this, is easy. It's easy. They don't have another tough game for another 7 weeks. So they should go on a serious run right now. So we'll see what's happening at the latter part of the season. That fourth quarter of the season, we'll see where they stand with some of these games.
And I started the show off with the America's Worst Nightmare because people just hate Cowboy fans. Rodney the intern hates them.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A definitely hates them. And people around town, Cowboy fans are like bandwagon fans, and they call themselves America's team when the Patriots been winning all these damn Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
They still think they're America's team.
Mm-hmm.
They just might be. I I wanted to start the show off like that to spare Dolphin fans the misery of what we're going to talk about next.
Mm.
And that's football here in South Florida.
Okay, I'm leaving now. I'm sorry.
Wait. Lorenzo. Yo, come back. Come and take the punishment. Yeah, nice move. You're out of focus. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I see. I'm back now.
Yeah, you got to hear this. There's an article right now, and I wish, I couldn't write this article because I'm actually rooting for Brian Flores
and Chris Greer.
The only black head coach and GM in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And for obvious reasons. But there's an article on Dolphins, on the Dolphin website called Fansided.
Familiar with them. Yeah.
Miami Dolphins must clean house to be successful. They've got to clean house. And you, Lorenzo, have been one of the main people that's been all over this town railing against the Dolphins for not drafting Diggs. Tay Diggs. What's it? No, not Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs. What's his first name? Trying to make sure my stuff look right. You see, I got my basketball cap on already, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to change my background. It's not working too good, too well. I'll do it during the commercial break.
Yeah, I do believe it's Tavon Diggs. Yeah.
Okay. From the Cowboys, right? Yeah. Cowboys selected him in the latter part of the second round, and the Dolphins with Noah Iguodala.
Fans are they're so angry right now.
Yeah. We have every right to be.
They're so angry right now.
Yeah.
And they're angry at Chris Greer. And they're angry at Brian Flores.
Mm-hmm.
Because this team is underperforming. And then, Lorenzo, you saw this coming.
Right.
I wish I'd saved the clip where you went on a pregame show early Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And you predicted, sir, that the Jacksonville Jaguars would beat your Miami Dolphins. What did you see?
Oh, I thought you were about to play the clip.
No. I'm going to. But what did you see?
I've just seen 5 weeks of this team not being cohesive. When you make as many changes as they have made over the past year, and you ship out quite a few veterans, with a lot of us kind of agreed to a certain extent, but when you have instability amongst the team and you have a training camp where a lot of players are not even playing, and you bring in some players and you're not actually in a situation where you have a lot of time to play together, you're going to have some problems once you get on the field. And we can go back to training camp and we look at, let's start with Albert Wilson, who started off camp in shorts looking great, and then we didn't see him anymore. Will Fuller was not on the field a lot during training camp, so he was out a lot. And who else? Devontae Parker was hurt quite a bit of a time. So therefore, you don't have.
He's always hurt.
Yeah, he's always hurt. So you didn't have a chance to get any type of chemistry with Tua and those wide receivers. And then Tua gets hurt after the first game, and now you've got your second string backup quarterback trying to get chemistry with some wide receivers that he really didn't have a lot of time to get cohesive and have any type of chemistry with in training camp or even in preseason. Now the season starts and you're expecting them to be on all cylinders. That's not possible. And then when you get rid of a lot of this veteran leadership, the main one I will say is Ryan Fitzpatrick, because if you have players, young players, older players in that locker room, and a lot of times, you hear the coach talking and it just sounds like wah, 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 because you're hearing the same thing over and over again. The players could go to Ryan Fitzpatrick, or they could go to a Cal Van Noy, or they could go to a Bobby McCain, or they could go to a Shaq Lawson or an Eric Flowers, especially someone like, oh my God, what's his name? The left tackle of the Dolphins. I can't even think of it right now. Or Austin Jackson, right. Austin Jackson's had a tough time ever since Eric Flowers left. Eric Flowers was a veteran left guard who lined up right next to him. So if he had any questions, he could always ask. And these questions could happen on the field. He could always ask Eric Flowers. He's not there. That veteran leadership that used to be in that locker room is no longer there. And a lot of the players that were expected to take that step forward, those rookies from last year, that offensive lineman, those players are not being coached up and they have not taken that step forward. So when you see that over the last 4 weeks, and then you look at the fact that you don't have Byron Jones, you don't have Xavier Howard, you don't have Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, or Will Fuller going into a game against a winless team, and you have a defense that has the inability to get pressure on the quarterback. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. If he can sit back there and be comfortable, and you have your number 3 and your number 4 cornerbacks out there playing, and one of them just happens to be a rookie who has lost his confidence. He's going into his second year, but he's barely played, 6 full games, if that many. And you have him going up against a veteran like Marvin Jones. Whenever they needed to play, they needed a touchdown. It was the Jaguars, but it wasn't really this Miami Dolphins team is more talented than their record. But on the field, you didn't have 5 of their biggest players on the field. So I knew it was going to be a problem going into that game because of all the players they were missing, and they were lacking cohesion. And then you had Tua coming back, basically throwing to the same wide receivers that he was throwing to last year. And we spoke about this on the phone. There's a problem with chemistry with Tua and the wide receivers.
Yep.
But the only person he has chemistry with is the person that he played with in college.
Right.
Just think about that for a second. He has chemistry established with Jalen Waddle because they played together in college. He doesn't have chemistry with anybody else. Finally, he established something with Mike Gesicki. Good game for him. They had him running, and he threw with anticipation. So but the game was lost in the first half when the Dolphins didn't take advantage of putting more points on the board. They got into the red zone and had to settle for field goals. If they put touchdowns on the board and they go up 21-3, it turns into a different game because now they're forced to throw the ball and the threat of the run is not there anymore. And then in the second half, I think they just started to panic. They didn't want to lose the game. And then they started, Brian Flores was hoping he'd get a break on one of those calls where they would turn it over, the one where Myles Gaston caught the ball. At first, the referee said he caught it, and then they changed. I mean, when do you see that happen?
Couple of calls went against the Dolphins.
You know what I mean? And, of course, you and I talked about it earlier where the punt returner his finger did go backwards. He did touch the ball. It would have been a touchdown. Yeah, you got the proof. But I just don't think that the referees didn't want to come down to making a call that wasn't obvious that would basically decide the game, especially not in London,
Yeah. I'm rooting for Chris Greer and Brian Flores, but I might have to agree with that article on Fansided. As much as I want to root for these guys, they're feeling miserably, but they got off to a good start yesterday.
Waddle, and he's got the touchdown. A great strike by Tagovailoa. It's a 6-yard touchdown throw, and the Dolphins score on their first possession.
Yeah, I like that. Started off good, right?
Right.
And I'm trying to keep my clips short because they be hating on the book, But yeah, they got something about the highlights on there. But yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Nice opening drive. It looked solid. And Dolphin forms were, the Dolphin fans rather were in midseason form.
Go like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. Now when we say Miami, we're talking Super Falcons. We're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 1. We're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 1.
Yeah. How about that for Tuesday?
Yeah, that is good. But one thing I will say about the highlights that you have shown, if you go back and you look at, this is what I'm talking about, chemistry and cohesion, right? Mm-hmm. Go back and look at the Dolphins games that they have played. They have had a lead in the first quarter in a lot of the games. They were in front of New England. They were in front of Indianapolis. They were in front of Jacksonville. And that's probably because those plays are scripted. That first drive is scripted. But then after that, they're just not able to execute.
What happened?
Yeah, it's like, what happened to all that cohesion?
Yeah,
So it's a problem for them going forward, and the defense basically, has been on the field, entirely too long. Because
I want to get to them. But again, you mentioned the chemistry between Tua and Waddle. Here's another example.
First and goal. Waddle is back there. Tagovailoa, and he's got it. Waddle for a second touchdown today.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
They got that Alabama thing between the two of them, and it works.
Right.
But what I don't figure out about the Dolphins is, why don't you throw the ball downfield? I get it that the offensive line is not great, but can you keep in a couple of extra blockers and go max protection or something and send Waddle on a deep route? Again, he had like 10 catches yesterday for what, 50
70 yards? 70. Yeah.
I mean, look at his average.
Well, yesterday was a day where they didn't have a deep threat. Basically, Will Fuller wasn't there. I don't know what they're doing with Albert Wilson. So, Jakeem Grant is not there anymore. So
he has no hands.
Yeah, he has no hands. But at least if you lined him up outside, there was a threat of him of running deep, at least. And basically, it seems as if the only patterns that Waddle is running are underneath patterns. I haven't seen him catch any balls, on the second layer of the defense behind the linebackers. It always seems that the patterns for him are designed to go in front of the linebackers. When can he get to the next level? Have Gesicki run some of those in front of the linebackers and have Waddle run some of those patterns. I don't know if you have a clip of any Gesicki of Mike Gesicki's catches, but he is the one that's getting behind the linebackers. Why don't we do that, in the reverse fashion and get Waddle in the open field where he can make someone miss and then take it to the house. We need to see more of that. But right now, without Parker, without Preston, and without Fuller, they're not able to stretch the field. But early on in the season, or not that much earlier, but with Jacoby Brissett, yes, we should have been throwing the ball downfield. But he just didn't want to let it fly, as Marino would say.
Yeah, and I know Tua was down after the game, but he threw for 329 touchdowns, and that one mistake. Here it is.
Take over, first and 10, 34, stopping a Jacksonville drive, and Tua winds up. Intercepted, picked off by Nevin Lawson. He'll weave, and they take it right back and brought down by Hollins.
That hurt.
Yeah.
That hurt.
And that was right after getting a turnover, right?
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hurt right after getting a turnover, and he didn't get enough on. He actually double clutched on that. So he must have seen something. And he decided, I'm not going to throw it. And then he said, okay, I'm going to throw it. And he just didn't, he threw the ball 47 times, right? So, out of 47, I think there were probably about 3 bad throws. I'm not going to be mad at him about that. That is one bad throw out of 47. So there's a couple of situations where he had the ball and he was running. I think it was 3rd down and 2. And instead of, running for the first down, he kind of threw the ball and he overthrew the tight end or the running back that was wide open. So outside of that, this game, I would not blame it on Tua Tagovailoa at all.
Not at all. And as a matter of fact, TJ Red says, again, he agrees. Dolphins, nothing down the field.
Right.
And he says that Cap and Cam are still out there. Get them a tryout. Make a move.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, that would be lovely right here in South Florida.
Oh boy, yeah, that would be. Flores is in no position, and Greer in no position to bring him in. And I've been talking about Deshaun Watson, but now, okay, does Deshaun want to come here now?
He might want to go to Miami Wet.
Good one, Jeff. Good one. Where's the applause for that one?
Yeah, he might want to go to
Miami Wet. You money, yeah. Definitely get him the Tootsies. You'll have a good time.
Foxy lady.
The Foxy lady. Okay,
Jeff.
Yeah. We got to give King of Diamonds a shout out too.
Yeah, I got to plug the old establishment.
Right.
But again, I see a conservative offense by the Dolphins. And, to lose to Jacksonville. And I heard you guys saying it before the game, but I didn't really believe it. I didn't think it was possible. They're not this bad, are they? or are they? Like really? I didn't see it coming.
I just think there's just so many problems internally, and they are.
Man, I feel bad.
They're just really underperforming. And when you have so many changes in so many places, it takes a while to get things rolling. And the guys are underperforming. I mean, Jerome Baker they're not using Jerome Baker the same way they used him last year. The guys that they got rid of and the people that are replacing him, of course, Agba is doing all that he can to get pressure on the left side from his left end. But before you had Shaq Lawson on that side, and they thought Van Ginkel was going to replace him doing that. And Van Ginkel, he's disappeared. You're not seeing him make any plays whatsoever. So now you have Jalen Phillips filling in for that side, and he's a rookie. So what you should have done in the offseason is probably sign a veteran defensive end that could come in, and when Jalen was not doing well, at least you had the veteran that all he had to do was come in there and rush the passer. That's probably what they should have done. Now, if you had to get rid of Kyle Van Noy, maybe you should have kept Bernardrick McKinney, because he was good. At least he was a good run stopper, and you can have him on first and second down, and he knows at least how to fill the lane. Instead, he's not taking wrong angles when it comes to stopping the run. Of course, he was terrible in covering the pass, but all of them are terrible at covering the pass right now. So if at least you had him on the field, then if he could cover someone, then possibly, for a little bit, at least it may give Jerome Baker a little bit of time to rush in, get pressure on the quarterback, because now you have him coverage, and what he's good at doing is rushing the passer. And now you don't have enough opportunities.
I would use Baker like the Giants use LT back.
Right. And they're bringing in Brandon Jones to kind of fill that void, because at least he rushes the quarterback somewhat. Right. But then having him on the field instead of a linebacker makes it a liability against the run.
Yeah, so Trevor Lawrence grew up yesterday against that defense, man. And, Urban Meyer, for all the drama that he's endured recently, back in Ohio, the Dolphins, it appeared, were the perfect cure. What ailed the Jacksonville Jaguars? And I looked at it the other way. I thought that Jacksonville was just what the Dolphins needed. Turned out to be the exact opposite.
Yesterday, 53-yarder to win it. It's away, and he got it! He got it! Jacksonville wins and ends the second longest losing streak.
Uh-oh. I know, man. I know. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. They were loving life in Jacksonville. Meanwhile, in Miami. Yeah.
When does the basketball season start for the Heat?
Yeah.
Are we trying? Are we going? Are we trying to be there? Are we going to be there?
I looked at my timeline on Twitter yesterday, right after the Dolphin game, and Dolphin fans were in disbelief. They lost to the Jaguars, a team, ladies and gentlemen, that broke a 20-game losing streak. 20. I lost my life. My voice. Lost my life. I lost my voice yelling at the round table last night. It was old school Sunday, so forgive me if I sound a little hoarse.
Yeah. But because I expected it, I was just basically numb. I've been numb for the last few weeks, based on their play and the performances. And I've been on quite a few morning shows leading up, and I've kind of been on point with my predictions. And this one, when I really sat down and looked at it, it was like they're not explosive offensively. And I'm glad that we got a good Tua on Sunday. He performed well. Actually performed very, very well. It's just that when you get in the red zone, you got to score touchdowns. But then he was limited with weapons on offense. He didn't have Devontae, he didn't have Preston Williams, didn't have Will Fuller. That 329 with those wide receivers become a 400-yard game. Yeah. If he has those players. And it was basically the wrong game for them to be hurt. Really, it was the wrong game. And they end up catching an L for that. So I was just numb. And then after the game, I got ready for verses. You can see I'm a music fan, so I just got ready for verses.
Versus last night.
Oh,
It was last
what?
night.
What?
Missed it, bro. Again,
Are you kidding me?
I was
KRS One and Big Daddy Kane. Oh my goodness. Oh, you missed one. You
yeah,
missed it. It was one for the ages, dog.
really.
Yes. Yeah. No,
I didn't think it would be that
I would
good.
think top 5 verses. One of the top 5.
Wow.
Yeah. It was great. It was great.
I didn't think it would be all that because those guys represent an era.
Mm-hmm.
KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane, and I was fans of both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I don't want to take you too much off your itinerary, but I think it was the only way that, because of the platform, being on social media, being on the apps, and it's in a concert format. Unless you went to go see them perform, you would not have an opportunity to see them present the true culture of hip hop in this way, form of fashion. So this generation and millennials and so on and so forth, those that had never seen KRS-One or Big Daddy Kane, got a chance to see hip hop at its finest. And it was presented in such a way that, some people said, yeah, I heard of KRS-One, but I really never saw. When he says, I am hip hop, last night he showed everyone, I am hip hop.
By the way, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Speaking of, because I've been very critical of new school hip hop, and we'll get back to football in a minute. But I caught a clip of what's this guy's name? The rapper Young Thug. Is it Young Thug?
It's Young Thug
or
The Baby?
Is one of them was on Saturday Night Live. Which one? One of those cats was. I mean, and I'll be honest, yo.
Was it Lil Nas X? Did he do something?
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. Like, I could do without Lil Nas X.
I asked him to leave it in the comment because I don't remember. The last person I remember that was on Saturday Night Live was Kim Kardashian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember her.
She wore pink, too.
Yeah. Definitely
yeah. And she did well. Her stand-up, her opening monologue was really good. Shots were definitely fired.
Yeah. Salute to the greats, though, man, for keeping the culture alive. And like I said, when I talked to Chuck D from Public Enemy, about, I would have thought that the older cats don't like the new school hip hop. But actually, I was shocked at Chuck because he was giving credit to the Baby and Lil Baby and Young Thug. I think it was Young Thug that was on Saturday Night Live performing with a band, and I couldn't believe I actually liked the song. There's a bunch of white dudes behind him playing some kind of like soft rock song.
Right.
But the shit worked. It worked, man. It worked. It was pretty damn good.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I can't really articulate on it. But there's some artists that I like, but the artists of today that I tend to like are the ones that have, some serious lyrics, you know, and they've got a flow and a cadence and all those things that go into being a competent MC are the songs and the artists that I gravitate to. When it starts to sound like that mumble rap and the production sounds the same over and over again, I tend to like, okay, that's not just my cup of tea. But I'm old school, so
No doubt. Hey, before we hit the commercial, the Miami Hurricanes on Saturday again. Man, that hurt. And we're just gonna have to face reality, bro. It ain't happening. It ain't happening for us.
For any of the Miami Dolphin teams, any Miami teams right now.
Yeah, but there might be some truth to that ancient story.
You going there? Are you going there? Are you going to put it out there?
A lot of people don't know.
Indian.
Lorenzo, would you care to tell the audience?
No. You got that one, dog. You got that one. You got that one. Jason Jenkins is our friend.
Jason is my friend.
Yeah, that's our friend. So they're getting abused enough right now. That's one rumor. We'll just go ahead and.
But it looked like the Canes were going to win, and they were marching down the field, and then they got into field goal territory, and I said they're going to complete this miraculous comeback, and we're going to have a gorgeous celebration, and it's going to be epic, and we're going to have so much fun. Yes! Let's go, Canes! Yes! And then you know what happens? And they lose. And they lose.
Yeah.
And they lose. And it's like you knew something bad was going to happen. You knew something bad was going to happen. And then it happened. I just knew it. And they lose to North Carolina. And I wanted the quarterback. That's the one thing I take away from this game. And I'll tell you, I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but Manny Diaz definitely has to go. I posted about that.
I saw your post.
Yeah, that's the trend, and everybody's saying it. These guys are not being coached. We have some great young talent on this team, including that Van Dyke guy at quarterback. He can throw the rock. Well, great placement. We just have no receivers. And the kid Knighton out of the backfield, he's a stud. We need a coach, man. We need a coach. We need a coach for the college team. We need a coach for the pro team.
No, not yet.
I'm done with Brian Flores.
You're done?
Yes.
I'm not done with him yet.
I'm not really done with him, but
I still like him as a coach, and I think he can still.
Not a head coach. He's not a leader of men. He's not Harbaugh.
Well, I would. We have talked about it before, and I have questioned whether or not he can compromise with the opinions and the views of veterans. And we know we can go ahead and we mentioned it earlier about Kyle Van Noy. What happened there? What was the fallout? Does it go back to when last season when the Dolphins were 6-6 and they decided to make the change to a Tagovailoa? Was that Brian Flores? Was that his decision? He is the coach. But what if after those 6 games, the people up top were saying, hey, something needs to happen, something needs to change, and it's out of Brian Flores' hands. And the rumor is that Flores wanted Herbert and Marino wanted Herbert and Ross suggested Tua and Greer wanted Tua. That is the rumor that was out there. So if Flo, that's his ace card. It's like, wait a minute, wait. I'm the one who wanted Justin Herbert in the first place.
Right.
He can always say that if the rumor is true. So, we can go back to last year and just look at we're 3-3 at the point where we just we started off 3-1. We blew out San Francisco, and then we just beat the Jets. And I think those were the 2 wins to get us to 3-3. And then they made the switch and Tua started against Los Angeles. But he was not healthy. He didn't know the playbook. So that call came from up top. So then there was probably a fallout with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He was hurt. He was still talking about it. Then Kyle Van Noy comes here to make the playoffs. They probably had a fallout about that. What are you doing starting this kid? He's not even healthy. He doesn't even know the playbook. And you bring in Chan Gailey for this? But it came from up top. So, and I think they've lost so much of that veteran leadership. I think it would be a little different if
you read that article again on Fansided, and they talked about this team is just not good. The whole coaching staff, everybody needs to go, and I feel bad for Stephen Ross because you and I were there, Lorenzo. Yeah. We saw him.
Yep.
We saw him in person.
Yep.
Talking to the media, talking with Marino and the other great Dolphin players when they were showing us the facility the other day. This man wants to win. And he put his faith in Chris Greer. And I want to believe in Chris Greer, but what I'm seeing on the field, it's not working. It's not working, man.
You just got to look at this last game and look at the players that were not on the field. Yes, they should still beat Jacksonville with the players that they had, but I really think they panicked in that fourth quarter. I think Flores really, and this was the one game that you can say his decisions really hurt the team, and he got out coached, especially when it came down to that 4th and 1. Maybe you should have put Jacoby in there for the threat because you did it earlier on a third or fourth down. Yeah, it was a fourth down. You put Jacoby in there, and then he threw the pass downfield to the tight end. Maybe you should have put Jacoby in there and line him up under center, not have Tua lined up in the shotgun, you know what I mean, with Brown behind him. And I had said in the pregame, I said, watch Josh Allen. And if you look at that play on fourth down, Josh Allen, a defensive end for Jacksonville, beats the tight end, and that's a bad design. Why do you have the tight end trying to block him at that particular time instead of the offensive tackle? He's able to cut in. He basically beat him to the ball to be able to slow down Malcolm Brown. So right then and there, the play call was a bad one. So that bad decision and to challenge all the plays. I mean, and the thing is, this is what I haven't heard anyone talk about. To go for it on fourth down is not a bad deal. But it's like 2 minutes left to go in the game. You're in your own territory and you only have one timeout. So what you should consider is if you don't get it, these guys got 10 yards to go to get the field goal. You don't have any more timeouts because you used them on the challenges. So you can't even stop the clock if you stop them. So because you only have one timeout left, that should say to you right then and there, because you are always a coach that comes from situational thinking or playing or preparation. Right. And so you have one timeout right then and there that should tell you, okay, we can't go for it in our own territory. They're 10 yards away from being in field goal range. I know you're trying to win the game, and then they did not play the amoeba defense until the fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, that's when they started to get after Trevor Lawrence. He started to, run in the pass outside of maybe they got into field goal range, which was 50 yards. One was a 53 yard, I think another one was a 54 yarder. So they had stopped them a couple of times.
Right.
Because of the amoeba defense, they were confusing him. They should have been doing that at the beginning of the game, not at the end.
Yeah.
That's what you were known for. You needed to confuse him. You needed to make him uncomfortable, but they didn't do that early on in the game. And once they got comfortable and got that momentum going and they were able to throw the ball and run it, you know what I mean? So that game is on coaching, more so than just, the players. And Mike Gesicki, please run the pattern past the first down. Okay? Don't run it. If you need to get 9 yards, run 10 yards, not 8 yards.
I love Mike Gesicki.
I know, but it was twice where we had opportunities to get first downs, and he was short by a yard.
Yeah, and he's trying to jump over guys. Like, what's that about?
He thought the guy was trying to tackle him low, and the guy didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't tackle him low. So, so that comes, I have heard no one talk about that timeout, the fact that they had one timeout, and that was critical. They only had one timeout left, and you couldn't stop the clock, even if they got one first down. So basically they could have run the clock out and, won the game there where you should have been playing for overtime.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's on the coach. And he said it.
Here's something else that DJ Red just pointed out on Facebook. He says, not to touch the guy. But that's because they thought that he was going to, they thought they were, that's another thing. And he called his last time out. Yeah, he called his last time out because Urban Meyer said that they were going to go for the Hail Mary. But when Flores called the time out, that said, okay, that gave him a chance to think about, okay, if we do this play, don't touch the guy. I was thinking the same thing, Red. I was like, don't touch him, because if you don't touch him, the clock's going to run out. But they went and touched him. But that's because, situational preparation. They were not ready for that. They were not prepared. And Urban Meyer outsmarted him in that position, and they end up losing the game because of that. And what does that come down to, Lorenzo?
Coaching. Yeah. Thank you for that one, Red, because I was screaming at the TV. I said, why did y'all touch him?
Yeah.
Why did y'all touch him? Clock would have ran out.
Man. Mm-hmm. Big shout out to KC from the X Squad and the ATL, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, KC.
KC, and sharing the love, sharing the show. We've been all Dolphins, man, and the Dallas Cowboys. We've been all Dolphins, and it's kind of like therapy. And you know what this feels like, Lorenzo?
What's it feel like, Jeff?
And this is why I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I got friends that love this football team, that love this team, and they're hurt today. They're hurt. They're really hurt.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the 90s when they had to go through the one-stash era. Remember Dave Wannstedt?
Yeah, but those were fun years because we were making it to the playoffs. So
yeah, but we were, we wanted more. And
we wanted more, but
you look at it, those years weren't so bad. But
so much talent on those teams. I mean, I know he inherited so much, of so many of the players that Jimmy Johnson had drafted, but there was so much talent.
Right.
And it's a shame that we didn't go further during those years,
Right.
and the Zach Thomases and Jason Taylor and Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain and Brock Marion and Daryl Gardner and Tim Bowen and Trace Armstrong. I think that's a little earlier, but I'm just going off the top. Had Randy McMichael, Ed Perry, Ricky Williams, and who was the quarterback? Jay Fiedler was the quarterback at that time. And it's just like, so many ballers.
Yeah. So Dolphin fans, man, we're here for you. I feel your pain. You can always come and drown your sorrows away, though, because right after the game yesterday, everybody flocked to the round table, Lorenzo.
Oh, you got some footage?
Oh man,
you got some footage?
I got footage, but I don't know if I can show that.
Okay.
There's a bunch of 50-year-olds twerking and stuff. I thought that might be a good look, but we'll get to that. Here's his message from the round table. Back on the other side, we're going to talk about the rest of the NFL, and I'll give you my Power 5, all right? That and more coming up next, right here on the Jeff Fox Show.
Brothers and sisters, let me take you back to school. It's all about the old school Sundays at the Round Table, 11205 Northwest 7th Avenue. The fun starts early at 6 p.m. with yours truly, baby, DJ Jeff Fox, playing the jam. We got pool tables, flat screen everywhere. Come watch the big game. And we've got the best daily happy hour in the city. The best bartenders serving up our daily drink special. Tequila sour, lemon drop, sex on the beach, amaretto sour, Washington apple, only $4. Margaritas only $5, and a whole lot more. You want shots? We got shots. Bacardi, Tito's, Tennessee, Patron. Why go anywhere else? Come vibe with us at the Round Table. Yes, the Round Table, 11205 Northwest 7th Avenue. And you got to be there.
Looking to add to that total on third down. Here he comes. Carr is decked. Throws it up for Ruggs. And Ruggs with the catch. Oh, what a play. As Carr got buried, Ruggs holds it in. And 5 plays have been running plays. Where do they go on 3rd and 2? Carr looking to throw. Deep shot. Ruggs is down there. He's got it. Ruggs at the 5. And he takes it in.
To contact the Jeff Fox Show, send your email to getthattea@gmail.com. That's GETDATTEA@gmail.com. The Jeff Fox Show is powered by the Brand Star Sports and Entertainment. Sports, entertainment's lifestyle. We give the people what they want. And now back to more of the Jeff Fox Show.
Raiders! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! How you like us now? How you like us now? That's what you do with Alabama receivers that dominated in college. You don't throw them 5-yard passes. You send them down the field and you score touchdowns and you throw bombs like Derek Carr did yesterday. Can I hear some props for my Las Vegas Raiders? Can I get some?
I was in I went to check. I was like, they won yesterday?
Yeah, right.
Were they losing at one point? Were they behind?
No, we never trailed.
You never trailed in the game? Okay, all right.
Never trailed.
Well, I have your tight end in my fantasy league, and he didn't do too much. 5 receptions for 59 yards. So I didn't watch any football in the second half. I was in versus mode yesterday, so I'm like shocked.
Raiders!
I do remember. Yeah, you know what? I do remember watching a little bit of that game, and it was like, oh, Kenyon Drake started balling, right? Yeah, he showed up yesterday. I did see that. I was like, yeah, Kenyon Drake. Yeah.
Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, where's my Kenyon Drake picture?
Listen, by the way, can you guys get rid of Waddle and send him to the Raiders? I mean, we know what to do with Alabama receivers. We know what to do with Alabama receivers, and we ain't throwing them no damn 5-yard passes.
Yeah, you're right.
Send them to the post.
I can't argue that. I mean, every time you turn around, you see Derek Carr throwing bombs. You know, he could be struggling. You know, on play first down and second down. On third down, he's going deep, and that just makes it easier for you when you can get those chunk plays. Yeah. It's okay to be methodical and work your way down the field, but if you can get a huge chunk play, you know, that backs up those safeties, and you know that opens up the level, the layer behind the linebackers or in front of the linebackers. And until you do that, you're going to continue to be in a box.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what the Raiders. One thing, I mean, they've always been known for you know, going back to Darryl LaMonica and George Blanda.
I told you
even Plunkett.
This is why I'm a Raider fan.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost for 20 straight years. They were horrible. And the whole John Gruden thing, it stunk from here to high heaven, you know, over the weekend. And I get all of that. Mm-hmm. But the way they rallied around our new coach and the way they performed against a division rival.
Yeah. On the road. Yeah.
That team came together.
Yeah.
And again, the AFC West is still up for grabs. You got the Raiders, you got the Chargers, who, even though they got beat up yesterday, they're still a pretty damn good football team.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert.
Right.
And then you got Patrick Mahomes.
Who did the Chargers lose to again yesterday?
Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, that was a beatdown yesterday. They didn't even score. Did they score a touchdown, or was it 3 field goals?
They did not score a touchdown.
Wow.
The Ravens scored multiple, and the Ravens ran the ball down their throat. And then they got this guy.
Jackson going to throw over the middle. Touchdown.
That's what he does. He might be the MVP. And that's why, Lorenzo, are you ready for this?
The Dolphins should have drafted him instead of Mika Fitzpatrick back in 20. It comes back to the Dolphins.
Wait.
Sorry.
You guys could have drafted him too?
Yes. And Stephen Ross put it out there. He was like, yeah, I like, and this is a fact. He was like, yeah, I like, Lamar Jackson. He put it out there, and Chris Greer decided to go with Mika Fitzpatrick, which turned out to be a good pick, but he just doesn't want to be a Swiss Army knife. He wants to play one position. He wants to stay at free safety. And that's not what Brian Flores wanted. Now, Brian Flores didn't draft him. He was here with Gase. So when Brian Flores comes in, this is the way he wants to use Mika Fitzpatrick. And you remember those first few games, they got blown down. And just imagine in 2019 when Stephen Ross is saying, yes, I want Lamar Jackson, and he beat you 49-0.
I was there.
We were there. We were there
on the sidelines.
We were there for that game. So, but continue on with Lamar Jackson. But that's just, it always comes back to the Dolphins. And when you sit back and you see that you could have traded back instead of selecting Mika Fitzpatrick, you could have got Lamar Jackson and your owner, who is now 81 and would like to see, a playoff. Yeah. This is a playoff win, a Super Bowl. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Lamar is balling, and that's why he's probably number one in my MVP race right now.
Was that M. Dot in the background? Looked like M. Dot.
Let me.
Nah, that's not M. Dot.
It's not M. Dot?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Everything comes back to Miami,
Definitely. But I'll give you my my top 5. All right, my power 5. I know you got to get out of here. My power 5. At number 5, Lorenzo, I have the Green Bay Packers.
It is hot in my studio.
I respect Aaron Rodgers, And I love him even more for telling the Chicago Bear fans,
I own you.
I own you. Aaron Rodgers has won of the last 12 home games the Bears have played the Packers at home.
Wow.
He's won 11 of them. He owns them.
Yeah, he does.
He owns them. All right. At number 4 on my top 5 is this is tough, but I got to give it. I got to give it to the Los Angeles Rams. I still think they're a good team. Still think they've got the offense, they've got the defense. They're well balanced. They can
They
win.
played well yesterday.
Beat anybody on any given day. They destroyed the G-men. Destroyed them.
Matthew Stafford, 251 yard passing, 4 touchdowns. Yeah. Just beat him down.
And your Buffalo Bills will be number 3.
Number 3?
Number 3. Number 3.
Okay.
I know you're going to disagree with this top
Not
5.
my Buffalo Bills. They will never be my Buffalo Bills. It's just I've seen them up close. We were at that game when they just spanked the Miami Dolphins, basically in the second half because it was 14. I mean,
so Packers 5.
Okay.
Rams 4. Buffalo 3. I guess
Arizona number 2. You got to put the Cowboys number 2, and Arizona's got to be number 1 because they're 5-0. Come on, Jeff.
Did I ruin my credibility by not having Arizona in my top 5? I'm just not buying the Cardinals yet.
Oh, you don't even have them in your top 5?
I'm not buying the Cardinals yet. I'm not buying the Cardinals yet.
You are like Stephen A. Smith. It's fluid. My list is fluid.
Yeah, I'm not buying the Cardinals yet. Win one more big game. I mean, listen, yesterday they were awfully impressive with what they did to the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. That was awfully impressive. And I was on the verge. And this is some disrespect, but you know what? Prove it to me. Keep winning.
Okay.
All right, you cracked my top 5. Well, my number 2 team is the Dallas Cowboys. Not number 1. And I started this show talking about how great the Cowboys were.
Right.
Number 2. You know who I believe is the number 1 team?
Who?
In the NFL right now?
Who?
The Baltimore Ravens. And I didn't say my Las Vegas Raiders. I know you're shocked.
Wow. And they beat your Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, your Raiders beat them.
Yeah, but I'm scared of that team. I'm scared of that dude, Lamar Jackson. Listen to this. The Baltimore Ravens have I'm going to name some guys that are pretty washed up, according to most people right now. But they can run the football. And when you can run the football, you can beat anybody. And the Baltimore Ravens are just destroying teams on the ground. And now not only do you have to worry about Lamar Jackson running the ball, you got to worry about Devontae Freeman. You have to worry about Latavius Murray. And, you know, for good measure, they threw in some guy named Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, that guy.
I mean, I don't know who they might get Priest Holmes next. I don't know. But they're just running over everybody. And they're physical, and their defense can cover. If I had to put money on it, the team that I think would just run through the NFL, and I love the Cowboys, and I love my Raiders, but we're not there yet. Baltimore is a team that has that look of a Super Bowl champion right now. Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, let's give it up for Jeff. It's top 5.
Thank you. I know I'm getting killed in the comments, and they'll probably kill me on Twitter, but it's okay. I understand. So, Lorenzo, Monday Night Football tonight. I know you got to get up out of here. Give me your prediction on Buffalo at Tennessee. Who you got?
I mean, I really don't like to do predictions and scores, but I just think, Buffalo's going to show you tonight why they are the number one team in the NFL, in my opinion. If I was doing the top 5, they would be number one. And we have seen them up close. And that addition of Emmanuel Sanders has been huge for Buffalo because it was all about Stephon Diggs prior to that. And Emmanuel is catching balls like he's playing for the Raiders. He has been, I haven't seen his stats recently, but he has an added element because so much attention is now given to Stephon Diggs. You know, Emmanuel is just flourishing, and, you know, that defense can ball too. And it's on national television tonight. And Dolphins, it always comes back to the Dolphins. Yeah. We'll have to sit back and watch Ryan Tannehill do what he does. Yeah. And, you know, with a good offensive line for the Titans, you know, that's what you need. And that's exactly what Tua. It always comes back to the Dolphins. That's what Tua Tagovailoa needs, an offensive line. And you'll see it tonight. They'll be able to run the ball and then play action. We'll set it up for Ryan Tannehill. But, you know, I think they're going to be a little one-dimensional. I'm not sure who's starting, who's inactive. If they have Julio and Brown, I'll give the Titans a chance. But tonight, I would have to say it's going to be Buffalo.
All right, you go with Buffalo. I go with Tennessee, 24-17. Tough game, but Derrick Henry is going to beast. So if you got him in fantasy, Derrick Henry's going to beast tonight.
I don't
what he does.
But I think
what he does.
I think I've lost my fantasy game already.
So I appreciate joining in, Lorenzo. Man. Be joining us next time, man. It's been a pleasure as well as the ball. Don't forget to hit the Cash App, folks, at Radio Host One. Radio Host One. That's $ Radio Host One. Lorenzo, before we get out of here, I've got highlights of Urban Meyer. Yeah, leaving London.
Okay.
And Jag fans, as they were heading out of London yesterday. Here's Urban Meyer.
I put up at the club, VIP, gas tank on, even all drinks on me. White man out, fresh kicks, fresh white tall tee, fresh NFL hat, fresh bows with the crew. White man out, pussy niggas wanna hear me.
Beasting on him.
Yeah.
Beasting on him. Urban Meyer, man.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to
Halloween, right? That's Michael Myers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Friday 13th, I'm going to play Jason. When you check out the verses, check out and see what DJ Scratch did with that. As soon as I saw that, I thought,
Yeah, Sheffield likes my top 5, by the way. Sheffield, Henfield.
Way to go.
That's great top 5, but you should have given Arizona some love at number 5 and dropped Green Bay and that bad man, Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I like arrogant Aaron Rodgers, Chef. That's what it is. I like arrogance. I like people that brag. I like Deion Sanders, Ocho Cinco, Terrell Owens. I like that kind of player.
You should be a Cowboy fan then.
I like I'm going to punch you in the mouth, and you punch him, and then you do it.
That's a Raider. That's a Raider. Yeah. We can on the next show. We can talk about some stories. Get a Rondé on here to have him tell you about
Rondé Gatson.
Yes, get him on here to tell you about some trips going to play the Raiders out when they were in Oakland. He's got some stories for you.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
That was back in the day. Yeah, always comes back with me. It comes back to the Dolphins.
Yes, sir. Well, anyway, man,
I'm ready for Thursday. Thursday Heat. Let's go Heat.
That's when we open.
Yes, against the Bucks.
All right.
Yeah. All right. PJ Tucker's going to have something to say in that game. I got to go, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Love you, man. Talk to you later on.
No doubt.
5 plays have been running plays. Where do they go on 3rd and 2? Carr looking to throw. Deep shot. Ruggs is down there. He's got it. Ruggs at the 5, and he takes it in.
Big dub. Big bounce back. That's what we needed. Now let's keep it stacking. Keep it stacking.
Hey, man. Feels great. Bouncing back from adversity. That's what Raiders do. Hey, what's that?
You've been listening to The Jeff Fox Show. Join us next time on the same platform for another exciting episode of The Jeff Fox Show. Remember, there's no Jeff Fox Show without your support. Continue to support The Jeff Fox Show via Cash App at #RadioHost1. This has been a production of The Jeff Fox Show Incorporated.